Nepal is one of the best tourist destinations among many tourist destinations in the world, with the abundant sources of natural heritages. It is a South Asian country with the highest peak of the world, Mount Everest, including over 8,000 meters above Himalayas such as Annapurna, Choyu, Manaslu, Dhaulagiri, Makalu, Kanchenjunga, Lhotse and many more. Even more, this country is fully surrounded by the Himalayas from the eastern to the western region. Among these Himalayas, thousands of tourists from across the world come for trekking to Manaslu, the 8th highest peak in the world, which is situated at 8,163 meters above the sea level. The popular Manaslu circuit trek starts from Arughat after an overnight stay there, making an anti-clockwise circuit, passing through beautiful views of uncountable streams, waterfalls, villages of different indigenous people, lake, dense forest and many more wonderful landscapes. Another highlight of this trek is crossing the Larkela Pass, which is situated at 5,100 meters above the sea level. Today, a group of trekkers had just arrived at Tribhuvan International Airport, Kathmandu, Nepal for trekking to Manaslu circuit. The trekkers have booked their trekking holiday with Nepal Trailblazer Trekking Agency. They are warmly welcomed by one of the staffs of this agency at the airport and taken to the hotel for overnight stay. After early morning breakfast at the hotel, we begin our bus ride at around 8 a.m. through Thankot via Prithvi Highway and reach to Maleku at about 2 hours 30 minutes drive. We cross the bridge over Trishuli River and take a short break to catch up the glimpse of Trishuli River. After driving another about 30 minutes, we are now at Dhading Basi, the headquarters of Dhading district. This place is just 105 kilometers far away from Kathmandu. We stop here for lunch at a local restaurant. After having our lunch, we drive another 35 kilometers through the bumpy road and reach at Arughat in 2 hours drive. It is situated at an altitude of 520 meters above the sea level. It is a starting point of our trekking. Trekkers take out all their luggages from the bus and move ahead towards the hotel by crossing the bridge, where our lodging provisions have already been managed. This market falls in Gorkha district, which is an old trading market. Early in the morning, after having our breakfast, we begin our journey. As today is the first day of trekking, all the trekkers seem very excited. One can see the exclusive view of Ganesh Himal on the way. On the trekking route, we meet the local people and see the farmers working in their farmlands, typical villages, green lands which are the wonderful sights for the trekkers. This wooden bridge is quite old, could be weak and maybe quite tricky. Thus we should take a precaution while crossing it. We cross the bridge one by one, slowly and carefully. We are now walking through the bank of Budi Gandaki river. This river has been emerged from Mount Manaslu. Enjoying the mesmerizing views of the streams, naked hills and cows grazing in the low pasture hills. We are now at Soti Khola, a small settlement. We are having our lunch at this place. This company has managed some experienced guides and assistants for helping the trekkers for their safe journey. The view of the charming natural beauties, inspiring stream from our own eyes make us realize that one should visit this place at least once in their lifetime. Wow, it is really beautiful. This precipitous way is ferocious, but the amazing natural beauties all around remove all our fears and tiredness and inspire us to expand our journey. The view of ripened yellow paddy on the field have turned this place as a golden heaven. Now we are at a hotel and will be spending our overnight here. This place is known as Lapu Besi, which is situated at an altitude of 880 meters. Today, early morning after having our breakfast, we continue our journey at around 8 o'clock. Trekkers are overwhelmed by the exclusive views of the shining mountains, streams on the way. Now we have crossed the suspension bridge. Moving ahead by the shore of Budi Gandaki river, we have now come to a place called Machi Khola, Fish River. Here we had our lunch. After 1 hour, we again continue our journey. Now we encounter Tatopani Market. Walking on the suspension bridge, crossing Budi Gandaki river, enjoying the eternal beauty of the surrounding, we could not realize that we have reached to a place called Doban. For today, our lodging and fooding provisions have been arranged here. This place is situated at an elevation of 1000 meters above the sea level. Today, early in the morning after having our breakfast, we begin our trek at around 8:30 from Doban. Enjoying the charming sceneries as yesterday's, on the way now we reach to Jagat. This place is a starting point of Manaslu Conservation Area. Manaslu Conservation Area has been primarily established with the objective of achieving conservation and sustainable management of the delimited area, which includes Manaslu. Therefore, permits of all the trekkers are checked in the checkpost. While approaching ahead slowly, it is now 4:30 p.m. and we are at a place called Philim, situated at 1580 meters. We spent the 4th night of our journey at one of the hotels here. We took our breakfast at Philip and headed up our journey to Dang. All the travelers took their lunch at around 2 p.m. here and adjourned their trek for today. The height of this place is 1,860 meters above the sea level. One can behold the attractive views of the snow falling on the surface of hills from here. This is a view of splitting of cane from bamboos for making rope, which can be used for the purpose of tying things. The backdrop of Mountain Simki, Mountain Ganesh are easily visible from here. As tourists got some leisure time today, they are engaged in reading and writing books. Finally, we took our dinner and went to bed. Today, we move at around 7:30 onwards from Dang. By listening the whistling sound of the down river, looking at the amazing field of flowering mustard on the way, now we have reached to a place called Khap, situated at 2,160 meters, and have our lunch here. After taking a rest for a while, we further continue our journey. The pleasant sound of the waterfall. These ancient writings on the stones entangled us for some times. Now we are at Namrung, situated at 2,660 meters above the sea level. Our lodging provision has been managed here. We spend our night in a very beautiful tin-roofed wooden lodge. Today, early in the morning after having our breakfast, after walking for 5 hours from Namrung, we reached to Lo, situated at 3,180 meters. We took our lunch here and further expand our journey. From here, the view of Naitipik mountain at the right turn, whereas Mount Manaslu at the left is winsome. Also, here is one Buddhist monastery. The route follows the pine-forested Saula village, which has the backdrop of many horseshoe-shaped peaks such as Sinke Mountain, Buddha Mountain. Tourists are interestingly capturing the scenic beauties into their cameras. We have reached to Samagaon, Sama village, situated at 3,530 meters. As we are going to stay here tonight. Early in the morning, we headed up towards Birendra Lake, observing the monastery on the way. This lake is situated at the foothill of Mount Manaslu. One can go to Manaslu base camp through Birendra Lake. Mountain Buddha, Mountain Sarangi are visible from here. The exclusive wild animals like deer, antelope running hither and thither, dancing and playing mesmerizes tourists with happiness filling into their heart. We again returned back to Samagaon, Sama village, took our dinner there and spent our night. Ascending 3 hours from Samagaon, our trial reaches to Samdo, situated at 3,860 meters, which is our lunch point. Further, our trekking continues after some rest at Samdo. The views of the snow-covered areas, running yaks far away, is charming and enjoyable. Our guide Mr. Tirtha is giving some information to the trekkers.
Okay. That's all. I can see that's where we're going to.
Samadungla mountain is nearly visible from this place. Now we have reached to a place called Dharmasala, situated at 4,480 meters. There are not enough hotels for tourists, so tourists should also be prepared to stay in a tent. However, this experience is worthy and enjoyable too. Today, we begin our journey quite early at 4:30, as we need to cross the Larkela Pass, situated at 5,110 meters, which is the highest and quite challenging destination of this whole trip. This route is fully covered with snow. The snow-covered, shining, lofty Himalayas seems as heaps of snow. This route is very beautiful and comparatively easier to trek. Now we are at Larkela Pass, which is full of colorful fluttering flags called dhoja. Tourists are so happy in capturing the group photographs. After enjoying and relaxing for a while, we descend nearly 1,400 meters to reach Bhimtang, situated at 3,720 meters, and spend overnight here. As per our schedule, today we proceed towards Surkhe, observing the views of Mountain Helambu, Mountain Triyupi on the way. After walking for 5 hours, now we are at Surkhe. This place falls on the Manang district with an altitude of 2,520 meters. Today at 7:30 am, our trekking continues towards Dharapani, 1,860 meters. We took our lunch at Dharapani and further moved on, looking at the breathtaking views of streams, growing buckwheat and crossing the bridge. Now we have reached to Tal, Lake Village. We spend our night here. Today, we took our breakfast at hotel and get into the jeep with all our bags in. 5 hours of jeep drive through bumpy road takes us to Besi Sahar. Spending overnight at Besi Sahar, the next day we return back to Kathmandu. In this way, our 14 days trek is successfully accomplished. All the arrangements for this trekking have been managed by Nepal Trailblazer Trekking Agency in Kathmandu, Nepal. These types of trips have been arranging by this company since its establishment in 2000 by the founder Mr. Dilak Thapa Magar, a well-known tourist entrepreneur who is also an active social worker. He has actively involved in many national and international social organizations, including Rotary International. He is an active Rotarian at Rotary Club of Kathmandu Northeast. For this kind of trekking tours or any leisure or cultural holiday packages to Nepal, including trip to Mount Kailas in Tibet, cultural and overland jeep driving tour to North Everest in Tibet, cultural tour to Bhutan or Sikkim, please join us for precious, unique holiday experiences and everlasting memories. We are always at your service. At the end, we are thankful to you for watching out this video. Thank you and Namaste.